So I'm live on Facebook Live, and I think I'm live uh, on what do you call this YouTube. So I'm trying out the YouTube channel first time, so I'm not sure exactly how it works, but let's hope for the best. All right, so the wine tonight is from Italy. Let me tell you a little bit about the wine tonight. So I was talking to the person who's doing the selling at the liquor store, and there a story behind this wine. Is an organic. It's from Italy, and it's interesting because they also use part of the wine funding to go help save the wolf organization to do a sanitary for them in Italy, which I find it interesting. So I thought, well, why not give them a little boost? So this is what we'll be making today in the version of it. So, and we're also gonna show you how to make dry flower greeting cards. So these are some of the samples that we will be doing. And if you look on my personal page, that you would also see as well. So you see the three style that we'll be making it today. So I'm just gonna put this aside for now. So the table a little bit small, and it looked like it's not very clear. So I'm just gonna focus a little bit. Now, if you want, you have a few options. I bought these greeting card from an art supply store, and it come pre-made, so you just have to fold it in two like so, and we're gonna draw something on them. The other thing you can do is to get a basically cardboard paper like so, and all you need to do is just to fold it in half, and then we have a greeting card. So I can cut this in half, and I have two interesting size or whatever size you'd like to make. So let's do the wine tasting first. So the first we're gonna do a nose tasting. So I just smell a little bit a citrusy to it. It have a nice heavy aroma. So, and give me 1 second, I'm just gonna adjust the camera so you can actually see me better. And it lightweight taste, so we're just gonna let it stir around the mouth for a little bit. So it have a nice citrusy taste to it. The taste of this, and by the way, every time I mention the word wine or take a sip, you should also do the same thing. So we can do playing the game together. So we're gonna do, I'm using acrylic tonight, but you can use your watercolor if you like. And the first thing I want to do is just to make sure you wet it a little bit, the paper, and wait it for it to dry, so this way the paint it absorb into what you call that thing, the paper. Cheers, everyone. I hope you're having a good night. So I'm thinking to do a little drawing, and the first thing I'm gonna do is, since we used to do fashion work, I'm gonna do a little drawing of a wedding princess style dress type of thing. So I'm just gonna pick a brush. So the brush should be a fine point. So you see it quite fine, right? And so we're just gonna take a black paint here, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, if I can actually open the paint. I haven't painted for a while, so, and I'm just gonna take a little bit here, and I'm just gonna put it in the and I'm gonna add water to it. I think I put a little bit too much water. And basically all I'm doing it now is I'm just gonna do a outline of the skirt, and this here will serve as a shadow of the skirt. So if you want to know what I'm making, I think look on to my page adamquang.com, architecture, happiness architecture. All right, so now this is nice and settled down, so it's still a little bit damp, which is what we want. Cheer. Now, so what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna do a shade of the dress, and imagine it would be hanging on a hanger, and we're gonna do a little hook here, and then the hanger have a strap, and then we're gonna do a sweetheart shape, right? And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a big gather style, and then from here we're just gonna do, so this is like a princess dresses, and basically all I'm doing is like that, and you just go up, and there you go. So we got a little princess dresses, and from here I'm just gonna fill in the shade a little bit more. And what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do a little bit, I'm gonna use the glue, which I did have. Right now I'm not sure where I put it, so I'm gonna have a drink while I'm trying to figure out where that glue went. So here you go. So I'm just gonna use the children glues. So hope you're having a good week. So let's have a drink together. So make sure you have enough glue at the bottom. And let me see, do we need anything else for this? Oh, so we should write something. You can just leave it blank, or just write something inspirational if you like. But what I'm thinking is, I have no idea where my sparkly is, so I'm gonna use some let's see, there you go. So I'm gonna use feather instead of there you go. So you have this small size feather here, right? And we're just gonna add it on to the skirt. So before we do that, so we want to see the depth of the skirt a little bit. So in that case, I'm gonna add a little more shadow at the end. And the more gathering you do here, the more the skirt look fuller. So basically, there you go. And we get the little shade here. And let's add some dip. There we go. And do like that. There you go. So we got a nice little skirt. Right now, let's add a little detail on it. So I want to make this into a more three-dimensional. So you can just basically glue in J1. Hey Mary and Rose, how you doing, Rose? And so this dress could be for Rose. So we're gonna add glue at the end here. So these are basically children glues you can use. And don't worry about that, gonna dry clear. And we're just gonna add feather into it. So you want to make sure you tap it down and look like a little swan dress type of thing. More here. So these are the small size feathers, so you can get them all different sizes. And I thought they're cute. There you go. So all this material you can basically find in North America. We have this store called the dollar store. What you can find. So the cardboard you can get any white one, and the feather they come in little packages. And we just add a little bit more here. So make it nice and there you go. So we have a beautiful greeting card, and you want to make sure let it dry a little bit, and then to get it flat again, you just gonna put it in a book and keep it flat a little bit. So that's our first part, greeting card. Cheer. So the wine does have a taste of it say in the tasting note that have a taste of, what does it say? Layer of black fruit and spice mingling with matcha and earthy character. I'm not sure it tastes chocolate in here. It like the red, I would have to say. So far, I am not loving it. The price is $10.75, which is a higher end for the wine that I usually choose. We usually choose a 10 bottle wine, well, below $11, so around $10 or less. So this I definitely say would be a high end. It have a beautiful color. It's not a dark red. It's more of a burgundy color. So if you would put it on top of white here, you can see that is actually quite a lovely red. So, but I believe this would actually taste good. Has a it with pairing. It would actually go really nice with a salty prosciutto, a dry meat that you can have. And I'm not sure what it means by organic, so I don't think most wine they use any pesticide on it, so it but it could be a selling point for this wine. It say it have a soft elegant finish, so let me see. I'm not too crazy about it. So there you go. This is the first greeting card that we've done. It's nice and simple, so you can see from the size to have feather, and make sure you can sign your name on the dress if you like. So we usually do it on the side or at the bottom, I guess. There you go. So the next one we're gonna make is this. So this is the simple design I created. It took a leaf I saw on top of and Jenkins Spring, which is around now. You see a lot of ladybug, and it's simple to make, and it's I like the fine line on it, and the contrast of the color is amazing. So it's quite simple to do. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So the first thing that we need to do is to mix the before we do that, we need to wet the car. So you want to just have a big brush, and basically we're just gonna moisturize the car. That's all we're really doing. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the side for now, and I'm gonna make the green, this green here. So to make this green, it's quite simple. So I usually work with 3 primary colors. So I'm doing red, yellow, and blue. So blue, yellow, and red. So that's usually the color I usually work with, and I usually mix my own color. So to make this green, this is a lot of yellow in here. So this type of green have a lot of yellow in them. So we're gonna add a little bit more water into the mix, right? And a little bit of the blue, just very little. So, and then you can also add more as you go fit. Because this is what you call banana leaf blue, green. So it have a really vibrant, happy color to it. So you want to make sure it makes it nice. And it's still quite yellowy, so we're just gonna add a little bit more. And if you don't want to mix your own color, you can just go out and buy them. So the reference I gave you earlier, basically it's more of a banana yellow leaf style. So I'm gonna cover the black paint up. Oh, actually we need the black, so we're gonna add a little bit more black into. So this time, so we want a dark black color. And this become more a brownish because I have the yellow in here, so you're gonna add a little bit more black. Oop. Here you go. So how's everybody doing tonight? It is spring in Canada, specifically in Toronto. We have this beautiful weather today, beautiful sunny, and it's actually 20, it's almost 15 degrees I think today, and we're expecting 20 some degrees. So very excited, can't wait to bring out my bike. So let's put this on the side here. Put that there. Cherry one. So how you like the princess dress, Rose? So I'm gonna give you this. So if you can see it, it has feathers, so I will give Mary when she come into town next time. Now, to make the leaf, it basically is just you want to draw a heart. That's all it is really. So I'm using a bigger side brush. And make sure you wet your brush first. And gonna damp it. And since it's light, I'm gonna draw a heart. And I usually do everything freestyle. And there's still a lot of yellow in here. I'm just gonna add a little bit more blue into the mix. A little bit too dark, I think. And it's okay. So this is the leaf you probably see in the garden. It's a big beautiful leaf that have little white flower, which most people usually cut them off. But I find it so lovely, so the contrast is nice. I'm just gonna wash this out, let it dry a little bit. So this wine, let's see, so this is my forte. So the wine usually settle into your palate after you taste them. Either by this time you're loving it or you don't. So far I'm not quite loving it. It's light, it's not too heavy. It's I don't really taste the tannin that much either. I don't think I like this wine. So this is the first wine. I'm not really loving it. So I find the color a little bit dark, so I'm just gonna add a little bit yellow in it. There you go. So there you go. So that's done. And we just need to wait for that to dry a little bit. So we're gonna fan that out. Leave it on the side a little bit. Now the next one that I want to show you is basically you can do a flower, take flower from the garden, and all you do is basically you can just put it in a book. And I just used this old book here that I try my flower in. So I take a piece of paper, and this is an orchid that I took, and you just flat it down, and I'm gonna use this and make a greeting card of them. So there are a few, so I'm just gonna see which style I like. So I think I like this one better than that one, so I'm gonna put this one back. So basically just a recycled paper, or paper you got in the mail, and you just take a flower and you just put it in between a book. And this is just a leaf, and then this is a daisy, and this is a beautiful pattern. I find this is in what you call a lily. So this is a lily. So this come out right now. So when your leaf is finished, so you want to just collect the petal and put it in the book, and you can make a greeting card like so. All right, so while this thing is drying, we don't want to rush it a little bit before we add the ladybug on them. So I'm gonna show you how to make dry flower. Again, you just take a piece of paper. So this is a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 11. You can just buy cardboard stock, and from any printing place, office supply store, they sell them by pieces. If they have a photocopy service, and you just ask them, and then you just cut them to whatever size you want to make, and I make them in all different sizes. So, and I'm just gonna basically glue it like so. But before I do that, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a little bit of a branch for that. So we're gonna put this here for now, and I'm gonna use the little brush that we have earlier, a little bit of the black. So this is the black paint that we used earlier. I'm gonna have a little bit water, and I'm gonna add a little bit of green in it and turn it into more like a brown, dark brown. So, and we're just gonna do a branch like so, and that's all we need. And from here, I'm gonna do a leaf, so make sure the brush is not too wet because I've been let it soak. And the leaf is here. And you're gonna do the edge like so, just like that. And there you go. We got a leaf. And where is my glue? So we're just gonna glue this down, and we have to be extra careful because the flower is quite fragile. You see how thin it is, and it's thinner than a piece of paper, so it's actually very, very pretty. So I'm just gonna place it like so, and that means I'm gonna add make sure the glue is at the opening. So I'm gonna put the glue right in the center of the flower, generously, so put a lot. And while we're waiting for the glue to dry, just joking, let's have a drink. Cheery one. Move it down, adjust the branch here together, and we just press it down, and voila, you got a beautiful card. And let me sign it. And you can make this for anybody really, and it can be a little card for your Mother Day, or for someone you love, or just simply say thank you. So I'm gonna add my name to it, and there you go. So this is done. I'm gonna make sure I need that brush. So let's bring this back. Now we need to draw our ladybug, right? Here. So the ladybug is very quite simple. The first pattern you're gonna make is a ground pattern. So basically it's just a circle. So I'm gonna take directly red, and I'm gonna just put it right in the center. And that's all. And we're gonna wait for that to dry. So we're done with the biggest part of the ladybug. And now we have a drink. Yeah, I'm not really loving this wine at all. Let's see what I would say about the wine tasting here. So it say that either pesticide and chemical free. So that's probably what it is. It's chemical free. It also vegan friendly. So they don't use any egg product, I guess. One thing that you don't realize is the wine does have they use egg to process the wine, so which is interesting. So now the other it say is have expertly layer of black fruit and spice mingling with mocha and earthy character on a medium body. So I wouldn't call this a medium body. I would say this more like a lighter body. I taste a citrusy, but it's not really fresh citrusy. Does that make sense to you? And it doesn't really wash down that well, so I wouldn't call that an elegant finish. An elegant finish, I would say, it more like a velvety taste to the taste, the aftertaste. So I guess this is one of the first wine I would not recommend. So now we're gonna add the little head of the ladybug, and we have, and then of course the ladybug have two wings, so we just gonna run right across to the center. Normally I usually wait for this to dry, but we're short on time on the show, so I'm just gonna go right through it, and then we're just gonna add dot. There you go. And then we will wait for it to dry. And you have the car. Now, and then we basically will use a Turin glue, and we're just gonna glue a little bit marble on top of it. And the marble, you can also find them at the dollar store. So the dollar stores sell all these type of clear marble, and basically you just glue right on top of it, like we glue the dry flower here. So there you go. We have 3 beautiful cars that we made. And this thing is almost dry because I think I put a little bit too much glue, but I like the feather. So when it's dry, I'm gonna put in between a book to let it flatten down like we did for the flower here. So to recap, we took the flower and we put it in between 2 sheets of paper, and then we just basically dry the flower inside a book, and then I usually weight the book down with heavy object as well. So I usually put this in underneath a few more books, so I just stack them up like so, right? So for you, so the flower, right? And from there, and this one we will put it inside between the cover of the book later on. So that will create this type of flower. So this is an orchid of a white orchid that I have, and it basically it basically fall off actually, this one, these one, and I just took it and put it in the book, dry it. It's been a while. I make sure, the one thing about drying flower is have to be dry area. If it's moist, it will get moldy, so you don't want that. And then we just basically glued it on with this type of glue. So this type of glue I found them in basically a dollar store or whatever art supply store that you can get. And we have this handmade card, which is basically our leaf. It's a heart shape, right, in reverse. So this is a heart. And then we just add a circle, and we just add a little half a circle on top and a little toothpick, and then the antenna, and draw it straight down the center line. And we add a few dots, and we have a ladybug. And then you just glue the glue, put plenty of it, and then put the marble on top, and then you have this. So, and it will dry, the glue will dry, so you won't see them. So therefore, so I hope you like the show. And the wine is, I would say it's not a really good wine, I afraid. So I wouldn't use this in sangria to make a drink tonight. So this would actually mix with other into sangria, would be okay for the summer. And next week we are featuring a white wine, and this is Sauvignon Blanc. And let me see what it say. So they're pale straw color, citrus, grass, and light gooseberry aroma. Oh, that sounds interesting. Dry, light body flavor match aroma with crisp, clean finish. So I expect this is a crisp, clean finish. And this was on sale at the LCBO here in Ontario. So original price is actually $10.45. So I bought this at $9.45.